I couldn't let this one go by without saying something, but kudos to Beatrice Dixon, the co-founder of Happy Pot. Now, maybe you haven't heard of her, but she is the co-founder of Happy Pot, and Happy Pot is a plant-based company that produces feminine care products, to the point that Beatrice Dixon and her company was featured in a Target Founders We Believe In commercial. This was a 15-second commercial. And at the end of the commercial, Beatrice Dixon said the following, quote, "The reason why it's so important for Happy Pot to do well is that the next black girl that comes up with a great idea will have a better opportunity." End of quote. When this message was heard by several white women, they protested that Beatrice was racist and asked that the commercial be pulled. There was a lot of controversy. Supporters of Happy Pot responded, and Beatrice basically said that the sales have doubled since the claim that she made racist comments. Now, why is this important? First of all, talking about Black women and wealth. It's known that Black women are increasingly becoming their own CEOs, but when it comes to getting funding from venture capitalists, Black female-owned companies are underfunded. They are underfunded in terms of the just sheer number of companies that get venture capital funding, and underfunded in the sense of the amount of money that they're given from venture capitalists. In fact, Beatrice Dixon, who is a young Black woman, is one of the first 40 women of color to raise more than $1 million in capital venture funding. So it's a big deal. And for her to say that she hopes that for the next Black girl who has a great idea, that the opportunity will be better, isn't racist. It really isn't racist. So, a little bit about her company. Beatrice has an interesting story in that she said that for 1 year, she was plagued by bacterial vaginosis, otherwise known as BV. BV is very common and usually presents as a white, yellow, creamy vaginal discharge with a foul odor. Some sometimes describe this odor as being fishy. Beatrice's story is that she had a BV infection that just could not clear for over 1 year, and she had a dream one night, and her ancestors basically gave her a recipe, and the recipe included using coconut oil, apple cider vinegar, and rose lavender. Beatrice woke up and made this preparation and stated that her BV went away, and that was the impetus for forming a plant-based feminine care products. This is interesting because BV, as I noted earlier, is very common, and it seems to be more prevalent in younger women. As women get older, there's a less of a report of BV. So I believe that it has to do with sexual activity and products that are used. Now, when we talk about products, it's been known for years that many of the feminine products have toxins and endocrine disruptive chemicals within them, EDCs. We're hearing a lot about EDCs because they're just that prevalent. When these EDCs, endocrine or think hormonal disruptive chemicals, get into our bodies, either through hair care products or food we eat or products that we put into our vagina, we become at increased risk for having endocrine disruption. And so the fact that Beatrice has decided to produce plant-based feminine products is actually a good idea. Now, in terms of BV itself, I have found as a gynecologist that after a while, women don't want to use metronidazole, which is the go-to medication for BV. I have found that increasingly number of women are going online and finding a lot of different quote-unquote remedies for BV. My suggestion is that you keep the vagina clean. You keep the vagina clean, you limit the number of products and persons that get into your vagina. And if you do that, you should not need anything else, because the vagina does have the ability to quote-unquote self-clean. So once again, I say kudos to Beatrice Dixon, and I am going to end with her quote. The reason why this is so important for Honey Pot to do well is that the next black girl that comes up with a great idea will have a better opportunity. This is a clear example of black women rising. I am so proud of her.